I enjoy restoring classic cars in my spare time. My current project is a 1965 Mustang. It's just the 6-cylinder coupe, so it's nothing to get too excited about. But when I got the car and began restoring it, it turned out that the damage to it was much more extensive than I originally thought. I've since had to tear it all the way down to its subframe, and I've cut out most of the steel, chasing after seemingly endless rust. By the time the car is done, I will have replaced almost all of the sheet metal, and it will be almost a completely new car. Looking at it in my garage right now, one would think it's a million miles from being complete. Most of the components are sitting in a room in my basement, and what's in the garage looks like an empty shell of just steel. But I can assure you that even though it looks really rough, it's quite close to being finished. All of the hard work has been done. Steel has been replaced, the rust is gone, the structure is good. Now it's just a matter of putting it all back together again. I've recently undergone some pretty traumatic neck surgery, and my golf game suffered as a result of that. I'm just now recovering and getting back to form. And to anybody watching me on the golf course, it would seem like I'm a million miles from being recovered. And I'm so far from being back to my original form when it comes to golf. But just like the Mustang, I can assure you it's closer than it looks. It's just a matter of getting it all put back together again. This is For the Record.
Golf, the hardest game we love to play. These are the ramblings of three nerdy golfers.
Our continuing mission? Explore strange new swing techniques to seek out lower handicaps and awesome golf courses.
And to boldly swing where a safe layup would have been the smarter choice.
Welcome back to For the Record, where three nerdy golfers are trying to get better at golf, and some of us are doing a little bit better than others. Today we've got a Mulligan Moment, a round recap, and a Do You Remember When, along with a new segment called Nature Watch.
Very nice.
But let's start with our Mulligan Moment. And gentlemen, I wanted
No. We're not starting with the Mulligan Moment. We need to take a moment and do a fashion shout out. Cody, the golf shirt today is next level.
It's the one that's on the logo.
It's such a good shirt.
Thanks.
I'm so jealous. I mean, I have a brand new golf shirt.
I like your shirt as well.
My wife bought me this shirt, and it's incredibly comfortable, but like it's not turning any heads. It's a lovely shirt.
I'm going to do a feel ski. Let's.
Oh, it's so nice.
Ooh, that is very soft.
It's
Eric,
like wearing
have you touched his shirt?
It's like wearing a cloud.
I've touched shirts like it.
No,
so.
you need to touch his shirt right
It's
now.
different.
Reach
I'll do
across
it after.
the table.
I can't. It's too far away.
It's not too far away. You got to reach for it.
It's lovely.
It's nice. Yeah. It's a very nice. But thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, now get back to what you were.
No, the Mulligan Moment. So last episode, we talked about strange tacos. I posted this on social media, and boy, oh boy, was it quite strange in our responses.
Did people
I
respond?
told you it was going to be controversial. I did warn people.
And I'll tell you, there were two kind of trains of thought, and both of them made me chuckle out loud a little bit. The first response was basically along the lines of, this feels like a recipe that was invented because someone needed to clean out the pantry.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I can see that.
And I was like, okay, that's probably not too far from the truth. But the other response, and it just comes to show you, we talked a little bit about different social media channels, Reddit versus Instagram versus TikTok, and different communities have different feels.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was on TikTok where they said that. I posted this as a YouTube short, and the responses are like, why do I feel violated by those tacos?
Yeah. Well, you know what? There were no pitchforks or torches, and so I think that's probably less vitriol than I was expecting.
It's a little over-exaggeration, I must say.
So we put it to the test, and Cody and I tried it. John Paul made them for us by hand, and we also watched Happy Gilmore 2 right after. When I went up for the bite, my fear was that first bite, sometimes you can get eggs that kind of, I don't know, the taste of eggs with things can kind of give it a weird,
It either makes it or breaks it,
yeah,
right?
I was afraid it was going to make me gag. And I went in for it, and I didn't dislike it. I wouldn't say that I crave it at all like John Paul might, but I enjoyed every bite of it. I had 2. I asked for a second.
Yeah, I had it as well, and the only thought that I had after taking my bite and kind of working my way through it, the top thought in my head was, why is the taco shell so stale?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
because they
all
were
of-
old.
But that's fine. But my point is, all of the other ingredients were not offensive in the slightest. It kind of worked, and we had my wife try it as well, and she was so scared. She thought she was just gonna gag. She's like, I don't know. She took a bite, and you saw she like had to like run over to you and says, "Okay, I'm a believer, John Paul. You converted me.
Yeah.
Like this
There
was
you go.
quite good."
Breakfast tacos
I felt,
what we claimed
I
it.
felt very vindicated, but it was also really cathartic to be able to share some window into my somewhat atypical childhood, so that people can understand just a little bit about where I'm coming from. But what I do want to say is,
do us a favor, and he did season the meat with salt and pepper, so it was
Correct,
slightly
yeah.
different from
and we
his.
used actual shredded cheese rather than Kraft singles.
Yeah,
That
but
probably helped.
other than that, it was the same.
If you had it unseasoned and did the craft singles, I don't know if my opinion might have been swayed that much. It might have taken a point, maybe 2 off of like my ranking. We're all about rankings on this in this show, right? With the root beers and everything else we do.
Mm-hmm.
I rank the strange tacos 7.5.
Oh wow, that's great. Fabulous to hear.
And I would say, if you gave me one of those or a hot dog, I would definitely eat one of those every time.
Over the hot dog every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last Friday, I'm going to call the evening of somewhat pleasant surprises, because not only did we try the strange tacos together, and people were pleasantly surprised that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, but we also watched Happy Gilmore 2, and a lot of people have been hating on that film, and I don't understand why. I thought it was perfectly fine.
It was stupid fun.
Yeah,
It was
if
was
you were
great.
expecting to watch Happy Gilmore 2 and you were looking for like Oscar-worthy material, you're looking in the wrong place. But that's not what that movie's for. And I got to say, there are no spoilers here, but I'm going to say that Scotty Scheffler and John Daly steal that show. You can cut everything out of that movie. You keep those 2 people doing what they do in that movie, it's worth the price of admission.
The one criticism that I've heard was somebody's like, it was predictable. And I was like, yeah, it is. Even the first one was. Like, it's not.
It's an Adam Sandler movie. What
Yeah.
do you want out of this, man?
It's
Just
not an
enjoy
intellectual
it.
thriller. You know what you're getting into when you go into the movie.
Just eat your popcorn and have a good time.
Exactly.
You just want some knee slappers, and my knee had plenty of slap. So.
All right, so now it's time for our round recap, and I'm going to turn it over to Cody for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk, because round recap is usually a segment where we get to talk about previous rounds that we've played and kind of talk about the pros and cons. And I have a little bit of something to admit. I snuck in a round of golf yesterday.
When did you... What?
And I shot a 43.
Nice, and you did even better today.
Nope, I also got a 43 today.
So you just went by yourself?
I did.
When?
Over my lunch break.
Oh, nice. Just
What
at our...
kind of freaking lunch break do you get?
Do you want to know how long it took me to play 9?
Well, probably longer than the 15 minutes that I get to eat lunch.
I take a little bit longer than 15 minutes. Okay. I was gone for an hour and a half.
Not bad.
Yeah. But I only bring that up because it's kind of a round of note, and I was quite happy with the score. And today I was happy with the score as well. Back-to-back 43s really helped bring my handicap down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the best feeling about it, though? I feel like I left strokes on the course today.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't fighting for that 43. I feel like I gave a couple shots away. I easily could have had a 40 or 41.
Can I ask, did you play with anybody else yesterday?
No, by
Just
myself.
yourself? I should do that sometime.
It's fantastic. We've talked to you about that, Eric, where we said find a time to go. The best time to do it is you have to sneak away during the day, but because not a lot of people are available to go Monday through Thursday. You can't go on a Friday.
Okay.
Just because a lot of people play hooky at work and go on Fridays.
Okay. Yeah, that
But-
makes sense.
You can go and you can fit 9 in under an hour and a half. It's fantastic.
Maybe I'll do that.
It is a lot of fun to do that.
But that was my round today.
If my boss is hearing this, I'm not doing that.
How was your round today, Eric?
My round was pretty good. My driver was pretty on fire.
You brought some speed to your swing.
We need to take a pause here and talk about this because Eric, he said something that always makes me pause when I hear it. He said, I watched this YouTube video. And generally, I don't condone that kind of thing. However, since you watched said YouTube video, you've been doing something interesting with the grip to take some variability out of your swing. And I don't know if the grip itself is what accounts for the better driver, but it does definitely give you the confidence to actually swing with some speed.
Well, it was Rory McIlroy that I watched, and so it wasn't just any old random person on YouTube. But yeah, I've been doing a lot better. I tweaked my back somehow doing something at my mom's house, and so towards the end, a few got away from me. But the first one, I kind of popped it up. But other than that, I did some really great line drives.
There's an aggression there that's been lacking so far this season. It's really good to see.
He's been all very arms, just kind of like, hey, I'm just going to swing and be really timid about it and be happy with 100, 150 yards. Today, you went for it and had a couple that shot out there. It was really well done.
It's a solid shoulder turn. It's really nice to see. And I'm glad that Rory did it for you. If anybody's ever looked at Rory McIlroy's driver swing in slow motion, it's not replicable unless you are double jointed in every joint.
It did take away the variability.
Yeah.
Other than that, the two other things of note that happened, one, they had the sprinklers on and I was right in the sprinklers. And so I kept trying to hit and then run away as the sprinklers would come over.
No, it wasn't just the sprinklers were on. This is the fourth hole.
Yeah.
We hit our drives. Eric goes to hit his approach shot and the sprinklers turn on as he goes to hit his ball.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And this is fantastic because we talk about high-pressure shot situations. He's literally lining up to take the shot, and we can see he's trying to go through his pre-shot routine. But as he's going through his routine, the sprinkler's like clearly like getting closer and closer to him. We're like, is he going to get it off before he gets completely soaked with water? Then he hit the shot, and then Cody, for the sake of social media, is like, stay there. I need a picture. And the water's just getting closer and closer, Eric. I was like, you're going to make him stand there? And he did. I think you got a little wet.
I did. I got a little wet. I ended up I landed in ground under repair, so I had to take a drop on the other side because there was so many sprinklers going and there was nowhere to drop. So I went to the other side and dropped there. Did okay. The only other thing was that I had a few times that I had to hit over trees to get onto the green. And both times I got over. Yeah, I got over. It was really nice.
Back on the sprinklers, though, to add insult to injury, the sprinklers turned on right when you were going to hit your approach shot.
Oh, yeah. And
they turned off right when we got done with that hole.
They did.
They were on for maybe 5-6 minutes.
And we were joking about it because there's a million leaves on our course right now. And I have no idea why. It looks like fall back there. And we heard joke. He's like, Eric's like, why are there so many leaves coming off of this tree? I was like, because they don't water it sufficiently. They only turn on the sprinkler when you come here.
And the only reason why I was in that area was because I gave it my all for the drive, and I really got all of it. I went all the way through the fairway and was on the other side. I've never hit that far on that hole. If it had been just a little bit more to the left, I probably could have been really close to the green.
Yeah.
It was a great shot.
The driver's treating you well.
Now, John Paul, your round started pretty promising.
Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about my round just briefly in that I didn't have a feel today. Now, let me be really clear about that because you guys know me long enough to know. I've been golfing long enough. There are times when I'm dialed in, when I stand over the ball and I give my little club waggle and I feel it click and I know that I'm in the right position.
Yeah.
And I actually say it, oh yeah, and then I let it go. And so
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it, right? And I say that so you guys kind of know what that means. But when I'm feeling it, I feel the weight perfectly on my feet and that clicks in. The knee bend is perfect and that clicks in. My back's at the right angle and it clicks in. I feel the connection between my shoulder and my arm and that clicks in. I know my wrists have the correct amount of forward shaft lean and it clicks in and everything feels perfect and I know I'm going to hit a great shot. And that's being dialed and I love that. On days when I struggle, there's some element of that I can't feel. Like I can't get a feel in my wrist, I can't get a feel in my hands, or my balance on my feet is a little bit wrong. Everything else feels okay, but there's some element that's creating a great deal of variability, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And so on those days I struggle and I don't have my best stuff. When I say that I had no feel today, it means nothing clicked. I had no feel. Like I couldn't feel my balance, I couldn't feel my wrists, I couldn't feel my shoulders. And I'm trying not to read too much into it. I knew I was going to have some high scores coming back. I've got to rebuild the swing and things of that nature. And so I'm not going to read too much into it. The takeaway for the day is I suck at golf. I'm never going to get any better. I should sell my golf clubs and buy a paddle board and look like an idiot falling into a lake, because somehow the image of looking like an idiot falling into a lake seems less emotionally devastating to me than having a 60-yard chip into a green that I hit 20 yards.
You could pick up pickleball. That seems to be the thing nowadays.
Hey, pickleball is fun. Do not. I will say that your drives this week, you did really well with your drives. All of your drives.
It's true.
You hit them where you wanted to.
Yeah.
And on that note.
And while I'm whinging on that note very quickly, I will note that I hit my drives almost exactly on line the whole day.
You did.
And I got some of the worst kicks imaginable
Yep,
all day long. The one on the 8th hole just broke me because I piped it right down the middle, maybe slightly to the right of the fairway, and it hit something in the fairway. I have no idea, and kicked straight left behind a tree for like the 3rd time that day. And I was just like, ugh.
Yeah. But like I was saying, drive-wise, Cody, you stopped trying to play your banana slice, and you were aiming where you meant to hit, and you played much better to this last time.
I did, but I think that there's a couple of things there because my driver was not fantastic today. It wasn't bad.
It didn't kill you. It didn't put you in jail.
You didn't? Okay.
There were how many times that I have to I just have to punch out to the fairway?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
But still, the hole 7, that's that long par 5.
Yep.
The last 2 or 3 times that we've played that, you have hit over to the left into the straw.
The pine straw. Yep.
And this time you went up, and I said, you're aimed super left. You adjusted, and where did you end up? You still ended up a little bit in the rough, but it was
just
not
on
bad.
the edge.
It was
No.
a much better result than you would have had.
But I also feel like today what really helped me was my short game. I was able to chip onto the green pretty nicely.
You did.
And I didn't have any phenomenal putts, but basic 2 putts, was pretty normal. To John Paul's note about not having any feel, your short game is usually your strongest suit. Like
It's
that
true.
usually
That's
is
usually
what
where
saves your game.
When we're
'Cause-
scrambling, that's what we rely on. Is your
yeah,
short
that's what
game.
I'm talking about. We talk about a drive and an approach, okay, but you need to have your chipping and putting. And when you had none of that today, it showed.
Yeah.
And you felt it too, because you were just getting livid at, you tried, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this. Nothing was working.
Yeah. And it's just impatience. I know it's going to take time. I need to get a large bucket of range balls. I need to get out there and I need to hit like 157 irons just to get the feel of where my back's supposed to be. And I think that's just getting that feel back. But again, like I joke about it, I'm never going to get any better or anything. That's not true. I'm not far away. It's a game of millimeters. When I say my setup is wrong and I can't feel it in my feet and I can't feel it in my back, that's not because I've got no form or anything. It's literally I'm millimeters off.
Yeah.
But it's a game of millimeters, and when you're millimeters off, you're millimeters off, and it results in many, many yards off when you're playing golf. And so I had no element that was comfortable today. I had no element where I was confident today. And some days you just have a sucky day of golf, and I had a sucky day of golf and a terrible score, and that's okay.
And I think you were smart to, at the end, I was like, do you think it was this? Do you think it was this? Just trying to like feel it out. And you're like, I'm trying not to think about it too much. And I don't know if it's any of those things. Sometimes you just don't have it. And I was like, okay, that's probably a good mindset to have. Some days you just don't have it.
I did not have it today.
One thing I didn't have today that I wish I did was better wedges. My wedges, I ended up throwing away my 52. I'm not hitting it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
I know.
It just keeps rolling.
You need a 52-degree wedge that has these little things in it. They're called
Grooves.
Yeah, I mean,
you need some grooves in your life.
our second hole, I hit a pretty good approach, chipped on, and it just rolled for days and just rolled right off the green. It landed short and kept going.
I have a nickname for your 52-degree wedge.
I just have one too. I want to hear yours. I just
I
barely
want
thought
to call
of one.
it Cusco.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we should call it Cusco.
Why?
You've thrown off the Emperor's grooves.
Oh, because it's got no grooves.
It's got no grooves.
Nice. All right, we got to talk about a specific hole on your round recap, Cody. We've skipped it. You got to go back.
Yeah, I gave a little update about my score, and I was pretty happy with it, but I didn't give too much details. So on hole 5 on our course, the tee boxes are kind of tucked back into a little mini grove of trees. There's a nice kind of alleyway, I guess, towards the fairway, and it's quite generous. But there's one lone tree just on the kind of the fairway. It goes narrow and then it opens up. And so right between the narrow part and where it opens up on the left, there's a tree kind of blocking just a portion of the fairway. And normally it's pretty easy to avoid. And why are you smirking?
Unless you hit it dead center into the exact middle of the tree.
Did I hit the tree?
You
No,
did not.
You hit the singular hole in the tree.
It was just, there is one tree. There is no trees to the left of it. There are no trees to the right of it for quite a ways.
If
and
I
you
put-
hit it dead straight at that tree. I thought it was going to ping off of it and go for miles.
If I put a paintball gun in your hand and pointed that hole out to you and gave you 100 rounds, you wouldn't have been able to put a paintball through the hole in that tree, and your ball didn't even graze a leaf. It went straight through that hole.
It was incredible.
And it was a rocket, too. It had some
It
speed.
went for ages, and you did go on to par that hole.
I did par that hole.
Yeah. Speaking of pars, what do we got on the bird book today?
I have one. I had the par on the hole 8.
And which is a hard hole, by
It
the
is.
way. So that's a nice one to be able to cross off. That's a sneaky hard hole.
And it was also a
Green warden.
Green
You
warden,
green
yeah,
warden
I green
that as
wardened it.
well. Yeah.
that was a lucky hole to
I think
par
I
as well.
I only had one today. I parred the second hole, the par 3. That's no shirk of a hole, but that's a good one to get out of the way. Also, unsurprisingly, I was unable to get into any bunker today. Once again, Clive eludes me. He's a coward and he just won't come out and fight me. That's the problem. I don't blame
that's
myself
it.
for this.
The front 9 is a little harder. There's not as many bunkers on that one.
True.
I thought you were going to be on the bunker on that second par 5, and you still ended up 5 yards short.
I was legitimately excited. You guys heard me after I hit that because I was aiming for that bunker. I even called it before. I was like, oh, aiming a little left, going to try and hit that bunker. And Cody was like, oh, I think you got it. And I think you got it. We drove up there. It was 5 years. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
So in my birding book, I'll give you a little update from yesterday and today. So yesterday,
No, yesterday's round doesn't count.
We weren't there.
If we weren't there, it
Whatever.
doesn't count.
Okay. So today I parred 3 and 5 and 7 and 9.
Nice.
Excellent.
I only need 3 left for the front 9.
Well done.
I need all of them except for one.
It is a time that I have been looking forward to for a while. One of my very favorite segments and absent for a bit on the podcast. But it is time for The Slice is Right. And we're going to turn it over to Cody because he's got something prepared.
I do. I have the slices right, and this is a little bit different one. I hope it's to your liking, John Paul, because it's not a versus game. There's not, strictly points to be had. I'm not going to pin you and Eric against each other or have you guys go against me.
You can tie. If you tie, it'd be like the cause of the apocalypse in Revelations.
We've tried the 1v1. It didn't work out well for
Did not work well.
Homestyle Runner.
Well, so I was trying to think of some ways that we could do this, and I realized that not all game type shows are necessarily about the prize is won at the end of the day. Sometimes it's about the journey, man. And I think
Is that a way of just telling us there's going to be no prize at the end?
do you
Do
ever
we
get
ever
a prize?
have a prize? Yeah. Did you want a prize? What do you want?
Now
A
I
cookie?
find myself disappointed, but that's okay. We're
do you
gonna
want?
play anyway.
I think that we're going to kind of pull a line from whose line is it anyway. It's like we're going to the points don't matter. And
Yeah, sounds good.
So I have some phrases that I'm gonna share, and I want to hear. These are kind of hot takes. I want to know if you strongly agree, don't care, disagree, or strongly disagree.
Okay.
Kind of like the 1 to 5 ranking of kind of where you land.
Okay, so this is just a preference thing.
Kind of, but these are supposed to be pretty polarizing. I want to know a quick off-the-cuff reaction here.
Flaming hot takes.
Yep.
Okay.
Flamio Hotman.
I think I understand the brief. Let's go. Here we go.
All right, first one. You should never use a putter other than a blade.
Strongly disagree. My putter's a mallet.
Yours is like a hybrid.
Yeah.
I would say disagree. I don't strongly disagree, but I mean, at the same time,
Okay.
it doesn't really affect me, but why would it matter what?
So here's why I'm kind of I'm not a strongly agree, and I'm kind of on the middle I don't care / agree side, because I switched from a mallet to a blade, and my putting has increased tremendously.
Scotty Scheffler switched from a blade to a mallet. Case closed.
Am I Scotty Scheffler? You trying to be like Scotty,
No,
huh?
I was a blade putter forever, and I switched to a mallet.
Why did you do that? It was because he can't pick up the golf ball on the ground.
It is.
And so he's upset.
Too old. I can't bend down. I need something that will pick up the ball for me.
I don't bend over either. I just
Yeah.
scoop it
So
up.
Eric and I have this thing with our blade putters on the back. There's not really a notch for it, but we can just kind of scoop up our putter in such a way that it picks up the ball and flies into the air, and we just grab it.
This is
John Paul
I
has
think
tried.
You're just picking on me because this is a sore spot. It seems that every human on the planet can do this except for me.
Yeah.
And I tried to master it for years and got nowhere. Like every time I'm either like flinging the ball way off the green or it's plopping right down. That's not why I switched, but it is a very, very satisfying side effect that I no longer have to endure the relentless shame of being unable to scoop a golf ball with a blade putter.
Okay. Yep. I feel like that was a strong reason of you switching because you still kept with the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still an Odyssey. It's still a white hot, same insert. It's slightly lighter.
I'll give you 1 point to John Paul for that answer, 2 points to Eric, just for fun.
Oh, okay.
Question number 2. Par 5s are more fun than par 3s.
I feel like I'm right in the middle because
You don't care. Okay.
it depends on the hole, how they've made it. Because if it's just a lame par 3 and it's an amazing par 5 that's got a dog leg over water or something.
We're going to change the format slightly.
Okay.
I'm going to guess what I think your guys' answers are.
Okay.
Okay. But you're kind of in the middle. You don't care just because it depends.
It depends on how they make the hole up.
Okay. I think John Paul's a strong disagree again.
He loves par 3s.
He loves par 3s.
I think there needs to be something stronger than a strongly disagree. Because I'm going to tell you that my favorite golf holes in the world are almost all exclusively par 3s. And I don't think I'm unusual there. There's a handful of par 5s that are even minorly memorable in the game of golf. There are some, but not many. And I'm not a long hitter of the golf ball. People are aware of this. I'm not the guy who can get there in 2, so there's no tantalizing. I guess people love the par 5 because there's that risk reward going for it and everything of that nature. Other than my driver, I've got nothing in the bag that goes over 200 yards. There's just no chance of me getting to most par 5s in 2. And so I just don't find them that exciting. It's just a longer par 4.
Okay.
But the par 3, on the other hand, that's the great equalizer for me. I love a par 3, but we've been over this many times. I love hitting an iron way more than I love hitting a driver, and I know that I'm weird that way. But
Okay. I'm in the agree column. I don't strongly agree, but I favor par 5s over par 3s. And one of the best examples I can think of when we talk about Pebble Beach, hole 7 is the par 3 at the kind of the end of the peninsula there overlooking the ocean.
mm-hmm.
Right before that, hole 6, par 5, where you like as you're teeing off, you see the cliff off to the right,
Mm-hmm.
and the hole is at the top, or the hole is at the top of that cliff.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic hole if you're Tiger Woods and you can hit a 200-yard 8-iron out of the right rough. For the rest of us mortals, it's just really hard.
Golf is fun when it's hard. Next question. you should always play the same brand of ball.
So you're guessing?
Yeah, think about your answer.
I got it.
Okay.
I got mine.
I'm going to guess that you're an I don't care. No.
I agree.
I think John Paul's an agree.
I'm an I don't care.
Wow. Okay, I got that wrong. Flip-flopped.
And I'll tell you why. But you go first.
Yeah, I
Aaron.
want to...
So having played a lot of, just to give a little recap, I got some balls to test from TaylorMade.
Yeah, they gave you kind of the new
The ink.
paint
They're
streak
called
ink.
ink.
Yeah.
The ugliest golf ball that has ever been produced.
I didn't mind it. I thought it looked okay. It was pretty memorable, so it was easy to find my ball. I played those. I didn't love the feel of them. And then I randomly would pick up, as I was searching for my ball in the rough, if I found something, I'd find just a random ball and I'd hit that as well. Having tried a bunch of different balls, having that consistent feel and knowing how your ball is going to behave is huge. And I think that's probably what's messed up my putting lately is I didn't have a ball that I knew what the feel of the face is. So now I made a commitment. I bought a bunch of the Kirkland ones. I am going to know how that feels, and I'm going to get that feel back with my putter.
Okay, that's interesting. So the reason why I had you in the I don't care is because I know you've tried so many different ones. And every time we're playing, I was like, what are you playing with today? Oh, this. I didn't realize that you are methodically trying to test them and figure out which one you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what
I
I'm doing.
mispegged that. All right, why don't you care, John Paul?
I think it would be hypocritical for me to care. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a golf ball snob. I play a Titleist Pro V1 X, which is the most stupidly expensive golf ball in golf, and I'm probably not a good enough player to take advantage of that golf ball, if I'm totally honest.
Why are you playing it then?
Because it has the most miraculous feel in the world.
That is not why.
Because he's snobby and wants
No,
to...
he's playing it because when he got his driver fitting, the guy said, you should play this ball. And John Paul said,
No,
okay.
no. I was playing Pro V1s long before that. So I
Not
was
the
a
X.
Pro V1. I switched to the X on the advice of a professional. Now, here's the deal. I'm not in an income bracket where if I'm losing a bunch of golf balls, I can afford to play brand new Titleist Pro V1 X's. I don't believe in buying a used golf ball because you have no idea what that golf ball is going to do when it's used. And so I also use the Kirkland ball as my backup, and I have made a deal with myself that I get one Pro V1X to start a round, and if I lose it or lose it OB, is gone, and I play Kirkland's for the rest of it. Now, I would rather be playing the Pro V1X because it is a better golf ball. It has better feel. It has better reaction. The Kirkland is a shockingly good golf ball for its price point. So if you're
You're talking about the new V3s?
The new V3 Kirkland golf ball, they are such good value for money at Costco, and they are an excellent golf ball.
Which is why I went
and
for
having
it.
golfed what is considered the best golf ball, pretty widely considered the best golf ball in the world as my primary golf ball, I'm going to tell you that I don't lose a ton going to the Kirkland. I can tell the difference. But that having been said, so I kind of don't care if I switch between those two. But that having been said, I can't play any random ball.
I can't throw you a max fly and say, here, play with this.
Not a chance.
I would say
Absolutely
that you agree
not.
then, just not strongly agree.
Yeah.
That's fair. But I couldn't say strongly disagree because it's got to be a Pro V1X. No, I love the Pro V1X. I believe that golf ball is good for my game. Kirkland, great golf ball, but I have to toggle between those two. I couldn't have like 20 different golf balls in my bag. Like Eric says, you don't know how it's going to react off your putter face. You don't know how it's going to chip. You don't know the feel of it. But even deeper than that, like having the confidence to know what the ball is going to do can't be overstated.
Can I ask you a question on that? You said you give yourself one, Pro V1X per round.
Yeah.
So you've gone several rounds now without losing a ball. Do you get to bank those Pro V1Xs?
I don't.
Or
And I owe myself a lot if that's the case. No, it's literally I always have a Pro V1X, and when it's gone, and then I play Kirkland's for the rest of the round. And the most disappointing thing in the world is that a couple of times last year, it hasn't happened to me this year yet, but a couple times last year I got it out. It was brand new, took it out of the sleeve. I had just marked it that night before it had my beautiful smiley face mark on it, and immediately pumped it OB. So I'm like, the Pro V1 that I'm looking at now looks like a freaking war hero. That thing's been through 6 consecutive rounds, and it's hit cart paths, it's hit trees. I mean, it's not broken, it's not damaged enough that I would take it out of play, but it's clearly not pristine, and I've redrawn the smiley on it once already.
Well, in
I'll
those-
keep playing it, but when it's gone, it'll be Kirtland for the rest of that round, and then I'll get a fresh one to start the
I
next
wasn't
one.
sure because I'm in a similar boat. So I play the TaylorMade TP5X.
Yeah.
And I tend to do the same thing. If I lose it, I don't typically load a TP5X. I will say there have been a couple of rounds where I'm like, I'm owed an extra one. I've banked one or two because I haven't lost my ball. I think it's been 5 rounds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But my backup is I'm less strict.
Yeah, and-
It's got to be a quality ball that I have in my bag because I only keep I got some super softs in there. I've got some of the Mizuno Pros from when I got my wedges fitted.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
But I won't just pick a random golf ball and say like, yeah, this will work.
Yep. But can I make an assertion?
Sure.
I think that costs you strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time I've played with a non-TP5X?
When's the last time you had a crappy round?
I've been playing with the same TP5X for 5
That's
rounds.
what I'm saying. When you're playing with the same ball, you're way more consistent. It's a pattern. I've seen you on days when you're melted, when the driver's way off and you have to switch balls like 5 or 6 times and you're using a bunch of different ones, and you're like, man, I can't putt today. That's not an accident.
I thought you were going to bring up the time when you and I went and played and my approach shot went into the water. And so I walked up to the edge of the water, plopped a ball down, hit another one into the water, plopped another ball down, hit it into the water, went into my bag, went to the edge of the water, and threw it over the water onto the green.
That was freaking awesome. I love that.
You weren't there, Eric, but I
No.
was so mad. I could not chip over this water to save my life.
A couple of weeks ago, we were playing with a guy who lost so many golf balls. Is that super annoying guy that we were playing with?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I asked him on like the second to last hole because I tried to help him look for his golf ball just to speed up play. And I was like, "Hey man, what are you playing?" And he's like, "I don't know." 'Cause
Yeah,
he
went-
had lost so many, and he was one of those scavengers who just
He had
plays
a-
whatever he can find.
Yeah, he said that he went to Walmart and bought like a bag. I was like, a bag of
They do
golf-
reloads.
Oh,
Reloads.
they
Yeah.
do at Walmart?
They
now?
dredge them out of the
Yeah.
bottom of a pond, put a fresh coat of paint on them, sell them to you for pennies on the dollar.
It's not worth it. Okay, I've got 2 more here.
Okay,
Let's
go
see if we
for
can
it.
get through these. Golf as a whole, the industry, should adopt more technology like smart tees or tech-driven caddies.
What's a smart tee?
What's a tech-driven caddy?
I know what a tech-driven caddy is. I don't know what a smart tee is. The tech-driven caddies are like our push carts, but they follow you.
Oh, no, I was imagining it's kind of like some AI-powered...
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
never mind.
oh,
I
you're
have
in
no
the-
idea what I'm talking
You're
about.
in this situation. That's the thing. It doesn't exist. But like, you're in this situation. What club should you hit? Not just where's my GPS tell me. What if it could take a picture of where you're currently at and where the pin is, and it walked you through your options?
That'd be interesting. I don't know how that would work.
Well, I'm just curious. Maybe there's not enough information to say agree or disagree. Do you think that they should have more technology allowed on the course, not just like for practice, but like in tournaments?
Okay, so you're going to guess this again?
Yeah,
Okay, I've got mine.
disagree.
Oh, no, opposite.
Strongly agree.
You thought that guy was against any form of technology?
Because I was thinking like...
in a professional tour tournament, you think they need more?
oh, I thought you
gadgets
said
and
just
stuff?
around...
No, I said not casual.
He kind of
Oh.
changed his mind on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
That's why I wasn't strong one way or the other. It's kind of
Okay, yeah, okay, I would say disagree.
for casual rounds. I don't care.
I was thinking like the, what's that called? Golf the Round, where you can go and they, like the virtual golf.
Oh yeah,
I was like, they need more of that. Like you can hit
Oh,
onto dirt
yeah,
and not
that-
care. We
I
could do that
agree.
out here.
it's true. I think you don't care, John Paul.
You're right. I don't care. And the reason being is that one of the hot topics right now on the PGA Tour is pace of play. And anything that'll make pace of play faster is a boon to all of us. And I don't think it gives a significant advantage. When is the last time that equipment of any kind actually benefited our game? We like to think it does. It really doesn't.
Well, think of what they were playing back in the 1800s, and
Yeah,
they
you
still
play
scored
with
quite
wood.
well.
Yeah, but it's taken hundreds of years to get that
Yeah.
level of innovation. But like they're just starting to look at potentially now having a rangefinder. Like it's a rangefinder. It's giving you a number. It's not like you can't get that number from a yardage book in your caddy, right? It just takes 10 times longer to get it from your caddy in a yardage book.
They just want to do it faster, and
Yeah, just speed it up.
they
Get,
don't want
get the number.
Get your caddy to go and walk it.
Yeah, no, it just makes sense to do things like that for pace of play. But I will say, we underutilize certain tech that we should put into play for casual rounds, because there are some tech things that would be a huge help to any golfer. We have TrackMan technology now.
Yeah.
It's becoming relatively ubiquitous. I would love to see courses that integrate TrackMan on every tee that literally are paired with an app on your phone and will just take you to your freaking ball. Because pace of playing one of the most aggravating things in golf is just finding your ball. If you could know where your ball is and just walk to your ball,
or at least the relative area, like, oh, it's within this 5-foot circle. Yeah, that would.
Man, you're going way high tech on this. I just think that they need to get cameras on every hole so that when it gets vandalized, they know who did it.
You talked about an AI caddy. I'm talking about TrackMan. TrackMan exists, but I think that would be great. And I think the applications for it would be even like more significant. Like you could play night golf really easily. Yeah. Like some of our courses here in Utah in the middle of summer are unplayable because of the heat.
Yeah,
if
hot.
You put lights on those courses and put TrackMan out there, you play all year.
Yeah. Okay, I actually have two here, but we're only going to do one because we only have time for one. Number one or number two, guys? You pick.
Do the last one.
Last one?
Number 2.
Okay. Hole-in-ones are more about luck than skill.
You want to guess what we were going to guess?
Yeah. So, John Paul, I'm going to guess that you're on the agree side.
I'm strongly agree.
Strongly agree?
Strongly agree.
I think that you're probably also in the agree.
That it's more luck than skill. You have to be able to get it within, like, I don't know, especially the tour pros. They play a lot more, but they get a lot more hole in one.
When was Rory's first hole-in-one on tour?
I have no idea.
Last year.
I still think like being able to get it within a certain distance of the hole, having the skill to get it close. After that, then yes, it is luck.
Okay.
But
I'm not here to tell you you're wrong or right. I just your opinion.
I'm just saying I'm defending my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. So I'm in agree. I'm not a strong agree. I'm in agree. And case in point, how many stories have we heard of someone hitting the ball and not seeing where it went, and then walking up and they found it in the hole?
That's how my hole-in-one happened.
Alleged.
I didn't
No
have
one
eyes
else was
on it.
there.
And there's multiple stories of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
And my first birdie that I ever had in golf was a thinned iron off of the tee box that rolled up and trickled to 4 inches from the hole.
Well, and we look at the pros, and there are some of the pros that have multiple hole-in-ones, and you think, oh my gosh, they're so good that they're putting it that close. No, the fact is that they've played 5 bajillion par 3s. Statistically, they're just going to get more opportunities at a hole-in-one because they play so much. These guys are playing multiple rounds a day, 6 days a week. They're going to get a lot of chances to do it, and there are some excellent players who still have never gotten one.
It's true. And the skill is, of course, there, right?
Yeah.
A tour pro is obviously very skilled at golf, but I don't want to discount that there is definitely a level of luck that has to happen for that ball to make it into the bottom of the cup.
Too many variables.
I just think that there is a certain level of skill needed, and then it's luck. Because like that guy that we played
Venn diagram overlaps quite a bit.
Because if you think about that guy that we played with a couple of weeks ago on that par 3 that blocked it 80 yards to the left, it doesn't matter how lucky he is. He's playing so bad that he's not getting anywhere near the green. He's not going to get a hole-in-one. So if you're able to get your dispersion close enough that you can get yourself on the green, then at that point, I think it goes to luck.
Okay. That's fair.
Can I ask you a follow-up question on this?
Sure.
Because I'd love your take on it, because it's something that's been talked about by other people, and it's interesting to hear their take. It's a this or that, so we'll do a really quick this or that.
Sure.
You ready?
Yep.
If you had to choose tomorrow, you knew you were going to go out and play a round, and I told you you could choose 18 holes, break 80, get an ace. What would you rather have?
Oh, I got to pick one of them.
Yep. You either get to break 80 tomorrow or you get a hole-in-one tomorrow. Which one
But
do
you're
you
playing
take?
18 holes?
Yeah. Break 80 on 18.
Oh, gosh. Am I playing alone?
No, I'll ask you both, but I'm going to tell you, I think, I'm going to guess. I'm thinking that you take the break 80, Cody takes the break 80, but I think Eric takes the ace.
I would love a hole-in-one. That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm
here about the experience.
I would love a hole-in-one, but breaking 80 would be really awesome right now because that's my goal right now. I don't know if I'm going to get a hole-in-one in the course of my golfing lifetime, but I'm kind of the opinion if it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. But having consistent low scores, I would love that.
Yep. And
If
Eric,
you want to give us the chance to play more, feel free to contribute to our buy a coffee.
yeah.
Or buy us
Give us a
ball.
donation.
The
Let's make
donation
this
link
happen.
on
I
our
want to see
site.
this
Yeah,
happen.
make it happen, people.
Make my 18 holes tomorrow happen. Eric, I think you're the ace person because your primary function in playing golf is to gather experiences and memories, and that would be potentially more memorable.
Oh, yeah. If any of us get a hole-in-one, I don't care if it's even me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll go nuts.
we'll go nuts.
It'll be a
and that
party.
would be very memorable, and I'd love
You
it.
bet. Can I tell you that the reason why I asked this follow-up question is because I think it very much speaks to the last thing that we talked about, the luck on the hole-in-one. I'm taking the break 80 all day. Because if I break 80, I earned it. If I get the hole-in-one, I know a lot of luck played into that. And I know that because at the table, I'm the only one who has a hole-in-one, and I know I didn't get that because I'm incredibly skilled.
But at the same time, when you pull off a golf shot,
It felt pretty good, though.
when you pull off a golf shot that goes off as you planned, just like you drew it up, that does feel really fantastic.
And to be fair, on the hole-in-one that I hit, I'll tell the detailed story of it one day. But it was that. I drew up that shot. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. I pulled it off. The reason why I didn't see it go into the cup is because there were some trees and shadows in play, and nobody could have seen where that went. It wasn't a blind shot, but with the quality of light and when I played, it was just too difficult to track. But it did exactly what I wanted it to do, and it was unbelievably satisfying. And the ball is on my shelf at home forever.
Where it
I'll
needs to
never
be.
throw it away.
And now John Paul steps up to his tee box and get ready to hit. Oh, you hear that lovely robin in the background? They're usually not native this time of year. It's time for Nature Watch. John Paul is looking at me and Eric like we're insane right now. We just had a question that we were thinking about. Golf can sometimes get a bad rep because we're taking up all of the land. You know, we're taking all the land for golf courses. And there's just a couple of things that I want to point out about a golf course. One, it uses reclaimed water. That's not potable water that is used to kind of keep all of the trees and plant life and everything alive, right? Second, on our golf course, there is a lot of wildlife that thrives in what is essentially a glorified park.
And if it wasn't there, they wouldn't have as much to eat.
And I think people maybe, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and maybe misunderstand. They're like, well, it should just be a different kind of park, a public park. There's no way any city would approve of having a public park as big as a golf course is.
Mm-hmm.
It would be houses or parking
and
or
if it's
stores.
If it's a public park, animals like that are going to get pushed away. There's just too many people.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about some of the wildlife that we've seen as we've played golf over the years and kind of maybe some of the best ones, because we get a lot of deer on our course.
We do. Many deer.
And they're
5 today? 5 different deer we saw today?
Yeah, there's tons every
and
time.
They just hang out in the shade and see them there with their little families, and not really any bucks around. Mostly
Oh,
does
there was one.
in there.
We
Oh,
saw
you
that
did?
one.
There was a buck.
Oh, was there?
You saw it
he's
last
a little
week.
two-pronger. He was out there today. He was just past the 8th hole, between the 8th and the 9th.
Okay.
What are some other animals you guys have seen on the golf course?
Not counting turkeys.
Sure, turkeys. the turkey you hit?
The turkey that I probably killed. Yeah.
Poor guy.
I have seen so much wildlife on courses, and sometimes it's just stunning, and we love it. But deer, we see tons of. Fox, lots of fox.
We've seen lots of rabbits down in St. George.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what my favorite one, though, is? Do you remember when we were playing down in St. George 2 years ago, and we go off on our tee box and come back, and someone had stolen our snacks?
Oh, that stupid raven. We had a raven come steal all of our snacks.
Well, and there was that one time.
Oh, no, the squirrels.
It was the
squirrels.
squirrels.
We had
Yeah.
squirrels. I've had ravens steal my snacks. I've had chipmunks steal my snacks. I've had squirrels steal my snacks. I've had Cody steal my snacks.
I'm allowed, though. So the squirrels, they would hop onto our golf cart and they would like dive into like our little cubbies where the snacks are, take snacks and run away.
They would. They were very
totally
daring.
fearless.
Like we would be over there chipping and we look at our golf cart and they're just sitting on the couch. Like if they had longer arms, they would have started driven away.
Yep.
The golf course by my work has a lot of Canadian geese.
I hate Canadian geese.
I don't hate Canadian geese. They're
I've
majestic.
been chased by a Canadian goose on a golf course.
Well, you shouldn't have been standing there.
Fair, I guess.
I think my favorite is the hawks that we have around. Oh, and that owl that we have at our course. That was pretty cool. But specifically that hawk, there's a time that you and I played that John Paul wasn't there, and you were able to get super close.
You kept telling me to stop. You're like, Cody.
He kept getting closer and closer, and it got to the point that the hawk just stared at him. You know that whole phrase, watch you like a hawk? That hawk locked onto you, and it started to like ruffle its feathers a little bit. And I was like, oh man, Cody, don't get attacked by that hawk. I don't want to drive you to a hospital after this.
We were up by Wasatch Mountain earlier this summer playing. Granted, it wasn't the day of our round. It was the day before our round. But we were at the reservoir right next to Wasatch Mountain, and we got to see an American bald eagle fishing on the reservoir. That was freaking majestic. He just swooped down and just grabbed a trout right out of the ground. There's a bunch of us there fishing on the side of the thing. We were all just like, yeah, America. It was very majestic, very patriotic moment.
One of the other cool ones was, I think it was last year, there was a hawk we were playing, and we were on the back nine. We were on that long one by the cow pasture, and this hawk flew over, and it was like fighting a snake, and we watched it, and then like dropped the snake carcass on the green.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty
awesome.
pretty crazy.
But going to your point, though, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but going to your point, we here in Utah have a very small percentage of wetlands, but they're super, super important wetlands if you look at the ecology of the northern United States. We're a migratory route here, and many of our golf courses play really heavily into those migratory things. And so I'm never annoyed about the Canadian geese because that is one of their main stops is that particular golf course. If that golf course goes away, it actually disrupts their migration pattern. So it's a problem.
And that is very apparent by the amount of goose poop that is on the
It
course.
is everywhere. It is ubiquitous.
Lizards, apparently tarantulas that we saw last week.
Oh yeah, that was a big spider. I don't know if it was a tarantula or what, but it was huge.
It was bigger than your average spider, though.
Yeah, quite large.
So yeah, golf courses, fun park, you could say. I think they're kind of necessary.
One thing that we haven't seen that I'm kind of surprised is rattlesnakes, because there's signs everywhere for rattlesnakes at our course. Never seen one.
They're very secluded creatures. I don't think they want to be around anybody.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I am not disappointed by that. I think I
I'm
can
not
happily
disappointed,
play golf.
but I'm not disappointed, but I'm surprised with as many signs as they have that I've never heard or
Well,
seen.
That's a liability thing, I'm sure.
Especially since there's that beautiful patch of grass on the 11th hole on the back nine that Cody's determined to hammer left into those tall weeds.
Oh,
and
yeah.
every time he does it, he says the same thing. I can find that.
And he does.
And he does every single time. But one day he's going to find the ball and then get killed by a snake. It's going to happen.
To be fair, I go and look for my ball, and you guys don't hesitate to help me look. You're good friends.
We are good friends. Maybe one of us will die by a snake.
But it's not today.
It is not
today.
this
That's because
day.
we played the front nine.
It's true.
Birdie Bev, time for another Birdie Bev.
All right, I picked it. Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
All right, you can open.
All right, here we go. We're going to drink this thing.
All right.
Is it a diet or a non-diet?
It looks like non-diet.
Yeah, it smells like non-diet too.
Big sniff. we take our sip, and then as soon as we're done, Eric and I just kind of look at each other like, is that what I think it was? I got my score.
Well, John Paul, I've got mine as well.
Okay, I've got my score.
This is a Mason's root beer, keg brewed flavor.
What'd you give it, John Paul?
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 4.
Really?
Why so low?
Let me try it again. I was getting a lot of like weird chemically aftertaste.
Oh, I thought it finished strong with a
finished.
star anise flavor at the end.
I got to tell you, I rated it. I was thinking very middle of the ground when I first took it, and the longer it sat on my
It
tongue, the
finished
higher
strong
it
for me.
went. I like the finish, but I had to introduce air, and and I would like some kudos from you because I leaned away from my microphone to do my little nippy nip thing that drives you absolutely crazy.
Thank you.
But if you get a little air in your mouth, it helps a lot with that one.
Okay, yeah. If you let it sit, it does make a nice star anise flavor. But the first one I kind of just went and let it go down, and it had a really chemically aftertaste.
Interesting, because when I was looking at you, is because at first I was like, oh, okay. And then longer I let it sit there, I was like, this is building. This is finishing strong. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't want to like it because when I smelled it, and you notice I did a big smell and I said it smells like a non-diet. One of the issues that I keep talking about is that really hard hit of like cane sugar.
I thought it was pretty mellow.
Cane sugar is a really acidic thing, and I can smell it. And so I smelled the acid, and I was like, oh, here we go, another super acidic root beer. And it does hit with acid right when you first get it, but it mellows like to a caramel almost, and it just sits and ends really nicely. So I don't like the initial hit, but I actually really appreciate how it finishes.
It gets better.
Yep.
Longer. So
I think what I'm learning is I'm bad at root beer tasting.
You're not bad.
It's completely subjective.
I don't think I love root beer is what I'm trying to say. I'm just too all over the place. I have a hard time. I don't know.
Your
you
opinion is
can
as
like
valid
what you
as
like.
anyone else's. Sir.
Yeah. I mean, you gave the Empire a 10, and I gave it like a 7. That's totally fine.
It's true.
It's about what you like and what you enjoy, and versus that. And
I
might take
Want some
one
more?
more tiny sip of this. I shouldn't, but
See, and
It's
one
really
of the
good.
things, the first time I had star anise, that I can remember, I went into a guy's house. He invited us in, and then he gave us a star anise flavored soda, and it was super, super strong star anise flavored. And I was expecting it just to be water, and I hated it. So that may have contributed.
and that's fair because it's well noted. Like I have a lot of strange flavor profiles because of my Scandinavian heritage and the fact that my parents are both first generation immigrants. So we ate lots of weird candies and things growing up, and so I have an unusual flavor palette. But one of my favorite things in the whole wide world is black licorice. I love. It's my favorite candy.
The saltier, the better.
And really salty black licorice is excellent. I love, like, the saltier the better, like the hardcore, hard tack salt licorice. Most people can't even eat that. They immediately spit it out of their mouth, and I can't get enough of the stuff. So
See, and I don't like licorice of any kind.
See, I don't mind licorice. John Paul has shared with me some of his really strong stuff. It's not my favorite, but it's tolerable. I'm a kind of a middle of the ground kind of guy.
that's true. But I will give you props that. Do you remember Andrew Zimmer, the Strange Foods guy?
Yeah.
You're kind of like him. Like, there's nothing that you won't try, and you're rarely harsh about anything. I'm pretty sure I could hand you a cactus off of the ground and say, hey, Cody, I heard this cactus is pretty good. And you'd be like, ooh. And
He's
you
like the guy
chew it,
from-
and while you were bleeding out of every orifice in your mouth and like the tiny insects that emerged from it were boring through your skin, you'd be like, that's not bad, because it's just who you are. We love that about you.
He's like that guy from the Orville that can eat anything. I can eat many things.
Oh my gosh. For any of our listeners who have not enjoyed the Orville, you are missing out. That
It's so
show
funny.
is money. It's so good. Get on board with the Orville.
And if you ever want to hear Cody talk about how much he loves something, just bring up pizza. He will agree to every flavor of pizza in the menu and say, that sounds amazing.
Come on. That was mostly a bit.
No. It's true. You love pizza.
Yeah. So we were trying to order pizzas in a group thread, and nobody else was chiming in. They're like, hey, so what do we think about these toppings? And I was like, I like that. What do we think about these toppings? Oh, I like those too. What do we think about this toppings? I like it. Till finally, Eric's wife chimed in and be like, we get it. Cody likes pizza.
It was
Anybody
me.
else? It was you?
me.
I thought it was your
I said, okay, we get it.
Such
Cody likes pizza.
Cody likes pizza.
Yeah, we were looking more. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
I like radishes.
Nobody else was chiming in, and I was just like, I'm going to give you my opinion. Why not?
We did it specifically because
They're
we knew
terrible texters.
Well, we knew that John Paul and his wife had specific tastes. Like, I think they don't like pineapple, and they both ordered pineapple on their first date and then picked it off rather than eat it.
That wraps up another episode of For the Record. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you've enjoyed your time. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. You can contact us through our website, which is foretherecord.com, FORE, therecord.com. You can also join our socials and follow us there. Like, subscribe.
Tell us what your favorite animal is that you've seen on the golf course or in the wild.